Hi there! Now that your REvolution Podio system is online, let me give you an overview on how the system is structured and how all the applications work. Your brand new Podio system is composed of two workspaces, the Operations Workspace and the Back Office. We will start with the Back Office workspace, and first of all we will look at the Marketing app. Okay, so we are in Podio in the Marketing app. In order for the system to function properly, you need to add all your marketing campaigns in this app. When a call comes in on a tracking number, either a seller lead or a buyer will be created depending on the campaign type. You can check out the specific documentation on how to operate with your marketing campaigns by clicking on the link found here in the app description. This statement is true for all the Podio apps. When you feel that you need to know more about one of your apps, just go to it and click the documentation link. Okay, now going back to the marketing campaigns. You must make sure that the right order is maintained and that all marketing campaigns are properly added into the system, and also that every time an expense is made on a marketing campaign, it is tracked correctly. The accuracy of the data in every system depends on the people inserting the data, so be sure that nothing gets left behind, as the data you will examine on your dashboard depends on it, and so your entire business depends on it. You need to make sure you watch the video on how to properly track your expenses and keep them nice and tidy. The Communications app. A more in-depth view of the Communications app can be watched in the video about smartphone and REvolution that can be found here in the app as well. In this app, we store all phone communications that go in and out of your system and relate them to sellers or buyers. You can go and play around the app and check out the views and reports. Once it is populated with data, you can analyze it and, for example, determine how an employee or virtual assistant is performing, as you can listen to the recordings and check out the call notes for each individual call. Normally, you don't have to use this app so much, as the communications are related to other apps in the system, like the sellers or buyers. These three apps, Inbox, Contacts and Email Templates, are all related to SwiftMail, your email management system. We recommend you watch SwiftMail documentation videos to learn how to properly use this add-on. All you should know by now is that the Inbox app holds all emails coming in and out of the system, the Contacts app holds all contacts that you communicate with through either email, phone calls or text messages, and the Email Templates app holds predefined email templates that you and your employees use when sending emails. You will use these apps less frequently, as the Inbox and the Contacts are most related to other apps and can be managed from there, and the email templates, once set, you will seldom come and update them or create new ones. The Expenses app is used to track expenses, especially for your marketing campaigns, and you should check out the documentation video to see how to properly manage them. As mentioned before, if you want to benefit of powerful data to successfully run your business, you should make sure that you and your team add your expenses here. The Sequences app holds all drip campaigns in your system. Please make sure to check out the documentation video and learn how to manage and add your campaign sequences. If managed properly, this app will bring great value to your business, as you will be able to constantly communicate with your leads without actually spending the human resources in order to accomplish that. You can send out emails, texts, voicemails, direct mails, and also assign tasks to people in your team. The automated sequences are a core component of your business, and if you want to start sending professional drips to your leads, make sure to check out the REvolution marketplace, where you can find a specially designed package with 18 months worth of messages that you can deploy at a click of a button. This app contains all the PDF contract templates in the system. The functionality is quite straightforward, as every item in this app holds a PDF file that is injected with variables coming from the system, the seller data, buyer data, and so on. You can check out a full list of variables by going to an item. So, every time you create a contract, you have to select which template to use, and the system will replace the variables with the actual data and render the PDF. This functionality comes for free in REvolution, and you can generate as many contracts as you require at no additional charge. We will set up for you for free one contract template but if you require additional ones, all you have to do is reach out to us and we will make it happen. If you want to digitally sign your contracts, all you have to do is go to the REvolution marketplace and install the REsignature add-on, which comes free with any REvolution account. You can find out more on how to generate contracts and how to properly use the functionality by watching the documentation video in the app description. A lot of our clients use external virtual assistants, and that's where the Answering Service app comes into play. It holds a predefined web form that you give to your virtual assistants to fill in every time they speak to a seller lead. Once the form is submitted, a new item is created in this app and, depending on the phone number, a new seller lead can be created or updated with the web form data. You have a predefined set of questions, but if you need more, all you need to do is add more fields to this app. Please make sure you read the documentation to learn more about managing your answering service. The Task Templates app holds predefined tasks that get automatically assigned to your team members when specified conditions are met. By correctly using task templates, you can standardize your operating procedures and adapt them to your exact business model. Bundled into REvolution, we added a set of predefined tasks so you can use them and get started right away. I highly recommend that you watch the help videos and get a deeper understanding on how to properly use the task templates and then take the time to adapt and make them your own. Okay, so that's all for the back office workspace. Now let's go to the operations and check it out. The Operations Workspace holds all the apps that are mostly used in the day-to-day operations of your company. The Seller Leads app is the container for all the leads that come into your system. Normally, the sellers are automatically created when a tracking number receives a call or a web form is submitted, but they can also be added manually. We know each of our clients is unique, so if you have an incoming leads channel that is not already supported in REvolution, just tell us and we will help you out. From this app, you can communicate with your leads through phone, email and text. You can generate contracts and appointments and a lot more. In order to properly process your seller leads and to harness the power of your system, I strongly advise you and your lead processing team to check out the documentation videos for this app and to play around with all the functionalities until you feel that you properly understand how everything falls into place. The Seller Leads app is central in your system and a lot of integrations are related to this app. Here you can find all the appointments in your system. Normally, an appointment is generated from a seller lead and then modified if needed. Very important is to know that appointments are integrated into your business flow, and when you change the status of an appointment, you influence the workflow. For example, when you set the status of an appointment to completed converted, the system will generate a new closing and attach it to the seller, so you won't have to do it manually. Be sure to check out the documentation to see how to properly manage your appointments. In the Closings app, you will find all the property transactions that were made in the system. Once a contract is signed with one of your sellers, a new closing will be created and related to that seller, and the focus will move from the seller to the closing. In here, you can manage everything from escrow deposits to A, B and BC closings. There are quite a few sections and fields in this app, so it is imperative that you watch the documentation videos to properly understand how the closing should be used. All the buyers that you want to be connected to should be added in this app. You have different types of buyers that you can categorize on different lists. You can also track the communications with each buyer and send them email and text blasts whenever you need to. This app can be connected with services like MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, so be sure to check out our marketplace to get the integration you need. As mentioned previously, this app is also connected to your marketing campaigns, so you can run marketing campaigns in order to attract buyers into your system. All your team tasks are bundled in this app. On a frequent basis, everybody should use the views in this app to see their tasks and to properly complete them. You or other managers can and should monitor your team task performance by either browsing the views and reports in this app, or even better, analyze all the task reports in your REvolution dashboard. Please make sure that all people who receive system tasks check out the documentation videos and take them seriously, as they stand at the foundation of your business. This part of your system is particularly important, as from our experience, systems with no overdue tasks, with people that successfully manage their tasks, outperform the ones where people fail to implement this simple principle. Please note that this video was only an overview of what you can achieve using REvolution, and so, in order to understand all apps, you and your team should check out our documentation videos to really master the system. Thank you.